Obviously, you guys had a tough weekend last weekend, but was there anything you found, that you liked out of those two games? There's usually things that coaches find that, were good even if they don't win.
Yeah, that they weren't our last.
Yeah.
Being able to have a weekend like that and take some stuff from it and make it not be your last weekend is certainly promising for us. And I think we'll take a lot out of what we did this past weekend. I think both games, as simple as it is, the other team scored and we did. We had plenty of chances. That Colgate game, we could have been up 3-4-0 after the first period.
Yeah.
And we had a penalty shot, another breakaway, one off the crossbar. They get one in there with 3 seconds left, and certainly that changes the complexion of the game. And they came out fire in there in the second period. It took us, I think, 18-5 in the shots. But we weathered that down and still had some good chances at the end of the second, and then in the third we still had some good chances as well. But those 2, 3, 6, 8 in the country playing in Central New York. It was someone has to come out of that weekend without anything. Unfortunately, it was us. Both teams played hard and they did a nice job to deserve the points.
I was going to ask you, obviously, I know coaches are always focused on the next game coming up, but at what stage of the year do you kind of start to pay attention to things too, like the pairwise and things like that? Is there any particular time of the year where you kind of start looking to see like where you guys are and see?
Yeah, probably the first day it comes out.
Oh yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
No, I do. Yeah. I mean, what else do we have to do during the day, right? It's part of our job, figure out where we're at. I mean, once that comes out, I think we're always cognizant of what's going on and know the importance of each game. I don't think that it drives our game strategies, but I think knowing where we are in the standings and the pairwise is a big part of what goes on. We all want to play in the NCAA tournament, and to do that, this year you have to be at least 7 to get in, because the CHA will get the automatic to take away 8. But I don't think anybody 5, 6, or 7 can sleep easy knowing with the number of upsets that could happen in all the conferences.
The same with this league too. As you ask you about your position here, you're 3 points ahead of Quinnipiac for like a home playoff spot too. How big a deal is that to you guys to make sure you can stay here for the first round?
Yeah, no, always. I mean, that's one of the main goals that our team sets every year, is to be home for the playoffs, and then you move on from there. It gives you a chance to rest and not have to travel on the weekend. But we all like playing here. I grew up playing here. That's where I learned how to play hockey. So the more we can play here, the better.
I wanted to talk to you about it. I talked to you after games. I hadn't really done introduce you kind of thing. I was going to ask you a little bit about your first year here. How do you feel overall? You're almost done with your first season. How do you feel like you've adjusted to this level? You feel pretty happy with how you're playing?
Yeah, I'm really happy here. It's gone by so fast. I can't believe that we only have 3 weekends left of the regular season. But I honestly couldn't be happier with my experience so far. I think I've had many opportunities to grow as a player and as a person here at St. Lawrence, and I really don't think I could have found a better place to do that. So,
was there any stage of the year where you started to feel like, okay, I'm going to do well at this level? Was there any point of the season where you felt really comfortable finally? Does it take a couple?
I think definitely going home for a winter break and just having that week home, since we hadn't really had that yet this season, was just really nice to regroup, see my family, and kind of take a break. And when I came back, physically my body felt great, and mentally I was definitely rested, so that was great.
Yeah. One thing I noticed that was kind of interesting was I looked at your stats last year, and you almost matched the same number of goals you had a year ago and about the same number of games. That doesn't always happen in college. Are you kind of pleasantly surprised that you've been able to be as productive your first year?
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little surprised. Not surprised by that, but definitely was not expecting that this year. I had a lot of goals coming in, and points wasn't exactly one of them, but I don't know, I'm proud of it, I guess. So.
On the defensive side, what's been the biggest adjustment at this level of play to stop other people? Obviously, you've had some good players you've gone up against this year.
Yeah, I think definitely just adjusting to size. My size, I'm short, there's no going around that, but definitely playing against girls of this caliber and their height is something that I definitely had to adjust to a little bit, but I think I'm adjusting well and kind of quicker than I was expecting, so that's nice.
Are there any players you kind of patterned at yourself after when you were watching women's hockey? Or is there anybody that was maybe your size that you kind of wanted to try to be like at all or anything like that?
Not really, honestly. I mean, up until I came here, it was kind of just I was short and there was nothing about it. It was never an issue or anything. My coaches, Boomer and Mare, they often compare me a lot to Boo, who graduated a couple of years ago. And now that I've seen her and they've talked about her a lot, I definitely see the comparisons, but other than that, no.
First, I was just wondering, how much motivation is there going into the last 3 weeks of the season with a 3-point lead for home ice? Is that something you guys are kind of focused on to make sure you clinch it?
Yeah, that's definitely been a goal for the entire season, to get home ice in the playoffs. It's always fun to host.
Oh yeah. What what do you kind of see as some of your challenging things you'll have to do, just to kind of get to that spot with this? Like I said, with 6 games to go, what do you feel like the team needs to kind of focus on, just to kind of make sure you keep your position?
I think, especially this past weekend, we've learned in ourselves that our second period really needs to be better. So I think that would definitely be one of our focuses, and definitely attitudes on the benches, and just keeping up the confidence.
And not to dwell on negatives, but I mean, losing this last weekend, is there anything that can be beneficial? Like if you play one of those teams again in the postseason, for example, did you pick up things that maybe can help you, if you get another chance at one of them?
Yeah, we definitely have their numbers. We definitely are looking forward to seeing them again and getting another shot at them.
But this weekend too, I was going to ask you about the 2 teams you're playing. Obviously, they're not at the top of the league, but what can be tough about these kind of games sometimes? Like, you ever remember past years where there were games where you might have been surprised by somebody you weren't expecting to be, or stuff like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, we were all top 4 teams, so it's always going to be a battle at the top of the league whenever you play one of those teams. So we knew that going in, but some nights you get the bounces and some nights you don't.
I meant too, this particular week coming up though, when you're playing teams that aren't in the top 4, is there a chance you can?
This next weekend.
Like, is it ever something you have to be aware of that
Yeah, you definitely can't take anyone for granted. For sure.
I guess lastly, I was just going to ask you overall what you've liked about, like I said, even though you didn't win this weekend, what you've liked about the way you guys have played since break. You guys have been on a pretty good run, and the you're leading the nation, or the ECAC rather, in power play percentage and stuff like that. What have you liked about what you guys have been doing lately?
I don't. Just the confidence has been up. Energy's been good. Power play has been good. Obviously.
Yeah, that's good. All right, well, thanks.